Hey there, everybody. Brendan here with Team Top Cut, and I am joined by...
Jordan Kroyter.
And what did you accomplish?
I got 14th place at the Kissimmee Supreme Darkness Regional with Mitsurugi Ryzeal.
Awesome. Okay. Well, before we get started in here, do you want to give any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Brendan Outlaw for helping me build the deck. And I would also like to shout out Seth and Kenny for letting me borrow cards for the event. You guys are the goats.
We literally scrambled.
Yeah.
We were at his house at like 6:15 in the morning picking up cards for this.
And I also want to shout out Justin for, always discussing Mitsurugi Ryzeal theory with me. Me and him have been really trying to put this deck together for a long time. So I'm really happy with the results today.
All right. Let's get into it.
Let's start off with our Ryzeal cards. We're playing Triple Bonfire, Triple X Ryzeal, Triple Ice Ryzeal, 2 Sword Ryzeal because you don't really want too many normal summons, and then the 1 Node and the 1 Cross. Nothing too much to say about these cards. These cards are really good. If you're playing Modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, you know what these cards do.
So why 2 sword over 3 of like each of the important ones?
Because you would have too many normal summons in your deck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why. You don't want a normal sword. You don't really want to see sword as bad as you want to see ice or Saji. Next for the Mitsurugi engine.
Okay.
We played Triple Saji, which is a little not standard. Most people play 2, but I just wanted to max out on seeing my Mitsurugi cards too.
And then also you're leaning in a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little
You'll see
later.
why.
Yeah.
We also play the one Kusanagi for the recursion and the Night Sword Serpent to help you bridge into Ryzeal combo from your Mitsurugi cards. And then we're also playing the 1 little ritual and the 2 big rituals. This card's crazy. If I'm ritual summoning this card, I'm probably winning the game.
Okay.
Anytime this card was hitting the board and it was probably ritual summoned in my grave, like the game was over.
Whose signature is that?
That is Triff. Triff Gaming. Shout out. Electromite one day. Surely we'll get back Electromite. We're also playing Triple Prayers. This is also one of the best cards in the deck. It helps you interrupt your opponent on their turn. Play through Imperm and Veiler. Setup combo. It's crazy. This card's nuts.
And you know what else it provides? Mobility.
Also provides mobility. Yeah, it's very true. And for those who know me, I love my mobile decks.
Yeah, dodging imperms, dodging veilers.
2 Mitsurugi Ritual. I probably moving forward, I'm gonna bump this to 3 because if you see like any Ryzeal name plus this, it's just better because you are not forced to normal summon Saji. Otherwise, for your combos, if you want to get to Mitsurugi cards on your end board, you have to normal Saji 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
And then I also played 1 Pot of Prosperity for the deep draw. Our extra deck is way more versatile and open than it was before when I was playing the Deer Servant. So being able to play Prosperity and just banish all the cards I literally won't need this duel just to deep draw my deck was crazy.
How did that card perform today, by the way?
That card was very good, unless your name is Wilfredo Flores.
He and his gnomes, they stacked your deck.
He knows how to stack my deck with every card I don't want to see. That's it. If you know, you know.
When you're not looking, those gnomes rearrange everything.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, next let's get into the non-engine. We played 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Droll, one of the meta-defining cards of this format. One of the cards that this build of the deck aims to beat.
Oh, you use Feet Ash and Rare Droll?
It's what I've had since I started playing the game.
Oh my
These are the same
God.
Imperms and Ashes and Drolls I've been using since I got into the game. Yeah, 3 Imperm. Not much to say about these cards. All performed very well. We also chose to play Triple Nibiru today. We are leaning into the Tribute gimmick with the Mitsurugi cards and attempting to play a more mid-range strategy by relying on hand traps and non-engine that tributes, so I can gain advantage on my opponent's turn by tributing my Mitsurugi cards.
So, like, give an example of the synergy between, like, Nibiru and the Mitsurugi cards.
So, for example, today, I had Saji and Kusanagi on the board, and I passed on that with a set Imperm.
Okay, so instead of, like, making Bagushka, you just
Instead of
left the
making
2
Bagushka.
bodies?
Yeah, I left the 2 bodies. I was also under Fualos, too, so I'm not even giving my opponent draws. Like
Okay.
He discarded a card, and that card did nothing for him.
Yeah.
And now I have Nibiru. I'm not dying because I have Nibiru. And I'm going to tribute my guys on your turn. And when they're tributed, they all trigger as if they were normal to
So
special.
you nibbed and then you +2 off of the Mitsurugi tributes.
We
Nice.
also played 4 Bestials. I know a lot of people play 3. I wanted to play the Baldrake, so I could also lean into the Bestial Jerusalem interaction and the Tribute.
You contribute like
Contribute
a
your
Saji,
Mitsurugi
for example.
Contribute your Amino.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's crazy.
But honestly, there were a lot of times where I drew both Jerusalem and Baldrake, and like when they're both hitting the board,
it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good, dude.
And then the last card, probably the best card in the main deck for the whole event.
Are you exaggerating or are you serious?
I'm very serious. This card, anytime I resolved this card in this event, like I was winning that duel.
Okay.
Control enemy, also known as enemy controller. This card's insane. Obviously, leaning into the tribute gimmick once again. I was expecting majority Blue Eyes and Ryzeal, so that's why I chose to play the Bestials and the Econ, because I can just like take my opponent's Blue Eyes White Dragon and they can't really play like after that. Or like a lot of the times, like if you can take their normal summon, they can't extend further too. And that also goes for like Ryzeal. Like if I just take their duo drive when they summon it, like what are you gonna do? I even had it come up once to save me from lethal by just changing a Blue Eyes to defense.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's also always the good old normal summon Saji.
Also,
tribute it to steal the nib token
also
and swing
this
the game.
together.
Oh, you were telling me about that. Yeah. You outed a det and a duo with the that's crazy.
You just win. You just win from that. Like that interaction alone is crazy. But that's it for the main deck. It's 46 cards.
Okay.
I was very happy with everything. Besides, maybe I might just cut the prosperity and play 3 ritual spell instead.
Okay.
That might just be the difference. But prosperity was actually great all day, except Wilfredo. But whatever. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. Him and his gnomes.
Next for the extra deck.
Yep.
Shout out Marlon's Kitchen. If you know, you know. I want your brains, but we played 2 Ryzeal Detonator because we're playing Ryzeal. And then the 1 Duo Drive. A lot of people play 2, so you can play around Bestials with your X Ryzeal. But the truth is, if you're starting with X Ryzeal, you are always dumping twins because you play 2 of them. Because X Ryzeal requires playing 2 twins to be full Ryzeal Mitsurugi combo as a 1-card combo.
Okay.
It's impossible otherwise.
We can make a combo guide on that later.
Yeah. Obviously, to get into your Mitsurugi cards, generic rank 4, add a reptile.
Were people imperming it on summon a lot today, or?
Honestly, this card got ashed and purged more than it got imperm.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. No. People were really afraid to interact with my reptiles because they're just so scared of me having prayers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Exton Knight. I go second and I blow up their board and I win the game.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Well, you don't kill them.
Well, you don't kill them, but then I set up enough to
you
control the game state to win the game.
You resimplify the board state. Yeah.
Dweller, not much to say about this card. Probably gonna get banned. Rip. Dugaris, I want to draw 2, discard 1. Or, even crazier,
Summon back your Amino.
summon back Amino, or other cards from your graveyard, which you'll see later. I'll talk about later.
Okay. Oh God, I know what you're talking about.
I also played Oguska. This was an oh shit button. I summoned it twice. Both times I summoned it, it actually ended up winning me the duel, which I wasn't even expecting because like I've always felt like this card has been on the weaker side recently. But every time I've summoned it, I've had more non-engine to back up with it, and like that was enough to like stall a turn and get enough to play and beat my opponent.
I mean, my favorite turn 1 pure Ryzeal end board is a 1-mat duo, Cross, and Baguska.
Yeah. You're playing Ryzeal, you're sending the aggregator when you're going second. Yeah. Speaking of going second, Typhon. This card was really good today. Like really good actually too, because a lot of times like Amino's your biggest guy on the board. So I just like slap him on top of Amino, bounce something, get your Amino in grave, and now he's in grave for next turn. So now your opponent, like, once they out the Typhon, like you can just summon back Amino and blow up their board.
Or you can even enemy controller tribute the Typhon, and then prayers bring back the Amino anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then another card we played today to help synergize with Nibiru, specifically Reptilian Echidna. It did not come up, but in theory, it turns Saji plus Nibiru into full combo.
Or Bestial, right?
Or Bestial. Your opponent just needs to control a monster. That's the one thing. But I just wanted to be able to play in simplified game states, and that's what this card allows you to do.
Okay.
I did not need it, but I'm sure if I got into a situation where I would need it, I'd be so happy that I had it.
And you would have been ready.
Yeah. And then the last two cards in my extra deck were just utility removal pieces, SP Little Knight and Chaos Angel, because we're playing Bestials. A light Ryzeal, and this is obviously crazy.
Normal ice.
But honestly,
Bestial,
I find myself making this a lot more when I'm in grind games with just Bestials and Mitsurugi level 4s. And usually he's only dark, which that sucks. He's affected, but that's fine. Today I was playing against Blue Eyes. And I was in that exact situation. I had a Drew Swarm, and I normaled a Saji to add, grab whatever. I made Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel banished something on his board. I think it was a Lordly Load that I banished. He chained Imperm on my Chaos Angel because he wanted to save his Lordly Load. Well, I chained Econ, tributing my Chaos Angel. And I took something from his board, right? And I put him in a position where he had no follow-up, and I put him on top deck. And he top decked, and he drew nothing. He passed back to me. I top decked, I drew Ice Ryzeal. Or I drew Bonfire, not Ice Ryzeal.
Yeah.
I Bonfire, add Ice, he drolled me. So I normaled the Ice, grabbed any body from deck. I made Dugaris. Dugaris bring back out Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel banish again. And then link them both up for SP, banish the barrel out of his graveyard. Yeah, that was probably one of the best plays I did in the whole tournament. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, people really underestimate Chaos Angel. They know that Light Dark Chaos Angel is scary, but Chaos Angel by itself is just a really good card.
I think people underestimate the Mitsurugi cards too a lot.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure I was the highest placing Mitsurugi Ryzeal list at the event, but I really liked this approach to the deck.
Okay.
But before we finish, we gotta get into the side deck. Malice exists, so we play this. Not much to say about it.
Yeah.
Also good for Chris Drop.
Gotta play that card.
Once again, very good for Malice and any other deck that,
Summons from extra.
you're going second, you're going second, you side these in. These are crazy. Ryzeal, whatever, anything.
Malice. Yeah.
I also played triple Metaltronus. To be honest, I did not find myself siding this in a lot, only because I was playing against so much Blue Eyes, and that was the one, this card is just not, I don't really need it for Blue Eyes.
Yeah, you can you can use it to out the Spirit Dragon by summoning Eclipse Twins.
Hypothetically.
But that's not great.
It's just I'm not really doing it. And then I'm also playing 3 Solemn Strike. Shout out Seth again for the QCRs. Nicest QCRs ever.
How was this card for you?
Every time I drew it, it was really great. I mean, you can't complain.
You almost didn't play it, man. I had to bully you into playing this friggin' card.
But probably the best card in my side deck. And if you're a Mitsurugi player and you're maining this card, I just want you to know, you're insane. Great Purification. This card, if I am getting to this card, I actually don't lose. This beats the one thing that beats the Mitsurugi end board, and that's some specific board
Dark
breaker.
Ruler.
Yeah,
Evenly.
This beats the last card that beats my board. That's all you need this for. And it just being searchable too, and it also gives you follow up in the grave. This card is actually crazy. And anytime I had it, I was just able to protect any plays I was going for.
Activate Metaltronus target detonator. Chain.
Ash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or chain Mitsurugi Great Purification.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. But let's say it's my Metaltronus and they ash it. I can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That happened today.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was playing.
Wait, that's crazy.
I was playing against Fiends with Ryzeal, and he was playing into my board, and I passed on this. 1, 2, Amino, and I had an Econ too. That's all I had.
Oh, that board's insane.
Well, yeah,
that board is
kind
nuts.
of insane. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But he went for X Ryzeal, and I just Metaltronus it, and he ashed it, and I said no to your ash.
Tribute the Amino. Negate the Ash.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Ext.
Yeah.
Trigger the Amino.
That's all it is, and that's the list.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any last comments on it? Anything that you would like to change about the list, or any cards that really just stood out? Like if you had to pick cards to be the face of this deck list, what would it be?
I'd say if I had to change anything, I'm probably bumping the ritual spell to 3. The card's just really nice to draw. It's way easier for you to search the ritual monster than it is for you to search the ritual spell. So if you hard open it, it just makes it easier. And then I'd say that by far, Econ is crazy in this deck. If you're not playing Econ in this deck, you need to play Econ.
Does it have to be the French
Not even
version, or
Econ.
can you play the English version of the card?
No, it has to be French.
Has to be French.
Yeah, and so does your ritual Mitsurugi.
It has to be French too?
And your SP Petit Chevalier.
Where do you get these things?
Shout out the French guy from YCS Orlando.
Oh, there you go. Okay, hey, you did the rarity swap. Or
Yeah.
the language swap. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations, and I'm looking forward to a combo guide on this soon.
Yeah.